Hey, good morning to you. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. It is Sunday, February 7th. So hope you have a great day today. All of you that go out and praise the Lord, God bless you today. Hope it has a very peaceful day for you and your family. Now, I've been forecasting this storm for a minute now, checking it out and what's been going on with this southern snowstorm slash major ice storm. And it has been showing consistency in the trends of what's going on, but now there's a little bit of changes because of this high pressure. So I'm going to show you everything you need to know, especially what to expect. So make sure if you've never been here before, hit that subscribe button. I do upload every single day, and I upload every afternoon. Afternoons are a little bit shorter than this one's going to be. Now do me a favor, guys, hit that like button if y'all do like the weather content that I do provide. Let everybody know that this is some good information and they should check it out. God bless you. Thank you again. And I want to appreciate every single one of you for your support. Y'all been great. God bless every single one of y'all. Hope you have the best year possible this year. Thank you. Now we have a pretty big weather pattern that's about to sit in place, and it's going to be a good setup for what's about to happen. Pretty much getting blocked by high pressure is going to be the key. Now if you look at your AO, which is your Arctic oscillation, it lets you know how much of this cold Arctic air will be coming down with this polar air mass, this big high pressure that's coming down. And you can see it starts making its way around the 7th, but around the 9th to the 11th, it gets very much deep into the country. As a matter of fact, it has a negative pattern of almost 6, and that's pretty phenomenal. And the NAO confirms that it will be a deep trough from the 7th through around the 10th. It all depends. Both of them is a little different now, but the NAO from the Euro is showing that it will be a deep trough of almost a 4.5. So that's pretty far down, but GFS confirms also that the AO is going to be far down into the country from the 7th almost to about the 12th. And it's showing that it's almost a 6 as well, but it's showing it's going to be all the way to the 12th. Now, GFS is a little bit further. Euro is a medium range model. If you look at the Arctic oscillation, the AO, from the probability pattern to see what the most likely probability will be, the EPS, you can see that it gets well below 5. That's off the charts, guys. That's lower Texas. That's Mexico. That's off the charts for our Arctic air coming into our country. And it is coming in from about the 8th through the 10th, with it still being a 5 from the 10th to the 12th. So there will be a big dip that we will be having soon. Just for those that don't know, the Euro is a medium range weather forecast model, but it did pioneer the EPS to make a prediction forecast. Pretty much, if you look here, you'll see, and you can see here, the EPS is an ensemble prediction system. It was made by the same models as a Euro. They just did it as a predictability of a 15-day probability forecast. That way, it gets a little more accuracy since Euro is a medium range, but it did the EPS to predictability. That way it can show a little more confidence in what's going to happen for the next 15 days. Now I'm going to bring you through this and let you see exactly what the next weather pattern and the next setup is going to be and what havoc it actually is going to cause. And real quick, I did promise some people that I will check on the winds for the Northeast because I didn't show it wasn't going to be much, but they want to know. Now if you look here, and this is later on today into tomorrow as the system pulls away. This is your max wind gust. This is the strongest it could possibly be. And you see it's not really that strong. Most of the winds are going to come afterwards, which isn't going to be that much. And we're talking Monday morning, 20 to 30 miles per hour wind gusts will be coming by. And remember, this is the max. So really we're talking about 25. And here's a good shot of your system tomorrow morning. 24 hours later, you can see it moving, and a lot of people is going to be getting some rain. A lot of people is going to get some freezing rain. A lot of people is going to get mixed between rain, snow, and then rain again. I did do that forecast last night, so make sure you check out that video if you want to know about the nor'easter and what to expect. This is going to be something different. Now here's a shot of your surface low pressures as it's moving away on Monday, and you can see that it is getting nice and strong to 988. It is moving away, and you also have the surface low pressure right over Colorado, about a 999. Before I get into this and explain exactly what this next pattern is going to be, I have two things above my head, and I made this to help you be a little more weather aware of what's going to happen. Now, the first one on top, I did a run so you can see exactly what's going to happen at the 500 millibar level for our temperatures. because these temperatures are going to move in to the south, and we're talking all the way towards Texas. This is going to be some cold temperatures that is going to move into the lower country. Now, right above my head, or a little bit lower below the temperature, you're going to see the Pequot anomaly. That's precipitable water. You're going to see it exactly the same time that we have these temperatures moving in, and the Pequot anomaly is moving actually a few seconds behind because I loaded it after. And you're going to see that the precipitable water will be there as well for this cold air that will be coming through. So it's going to cause a lot of snow. It's going to cause a lot of ice. And here's our setup for Tuesday. The high pressure moved in. It pushed out the system. The low pressure is over here in the northeast. We still have the low pressures feeding from Mexico going towards Colorado. Now, once again, I did do a video the other night. I will put the link up here on top so you can check that out as well. It was in depth of what we can expect. Okay, there's going to be a setup to where these systems are either going to go west or east because the high pressure is going to block it right in the center. Now, all that moisture that was coming up from the Gulf, you can see the pressure is still on the west, got blocked a little bit by high pressure, but a little bit of low pressure did get loose from the high pressure, and it is going to cause a little bit on Wednesday. And here's a better shot of it so you can see it. It is in the northeast. It is going to bring a lot of, so far it looks like snow and freezing rain. It is going to warm up to 30 and go back down to 29. So there is going to be some snow. There is going to be some freezing rain that's coming with this system. Let's check Connecticut real quick. See, it goes up to 32, then goes back down to 31. So it's going to be toggling between some snow and some freezing rain for you guys. And for those that are curious, so far this is about where it sets up, right off Long Island, 1017. Upper level low is not too strong. You can see Hartford, it's in the mix. But you got some freezing rain possibilities, some snow possibilities. I will look that up. Just don't have too much confidence in it. Because if you look at the 850 millibars, which is anywhere from 3,200 to 5,000 feet in the air, it's where our temperatures are upper level. And if those aren't cold coming down, we really don't have much of a chance. And you can see that all this red here is warmer air up in our upper levels. And that's why Connecticut, Massachusetts, Southeast Pennsylvania, Long Island, everywhere in the Northeast, it's just a little too warm in the higher altitudes for this to be snowfall. It will be for some people, but it's still, this is not that forecast. I just wanted to explain to you what you're looking at so when I do show this to you later. And you can see that Arctic air, very cold moving in right over there over Montana. Very cold air. And just like the system you're dealing with now, come Thursday, the high pressure is going to continue to squeeze in and it's going to push out that low pressure, so it's not going to be much to it. However, you still have low pressure systems feeding towards Colorado, and this is what I talked about the other day. And you can see the cold air up above. And you have the high pressure of 1036, but up here you have a 1048, and it's called a dam. It's like a negative 40 dam, but it's really high intense pressure, so it's going to overpower any of this down here from going anywhere. It's going to set up the pattern. Now by Friday, as the high pressures spread out all across the north, mostly all in Canada, we still have our low pressure system that went from Colorado. It will go off to the west coast, somewhere around Oregon at a 995. That's going to be a pretty strong system. I will keep y'all updated on that. But there's the precipitation getting pulled up to the northeast, and this is going to put in the pattern for some moisture get into the atmosphere. And just to show you how much this is going to affect, you have a 1061 high pressure up here in the north. Very cold air with it, but it is keeping all this high pressures down here suppressed down because this is the big boss. This 1061 is very intense high pressure. But this is what we have right now. This is your storm in the northeast. This is your look that you have. And you can see how the low pressures are starting to go either east or west. And this is going to be the classic setup. Like this low pressure I just showed you is going to go out towards the northwest, towards Oregon. It's either going to go east or west because this high pressure coming into our country is going to bulge in and block everything. 4 to 8 hours, moving out. The system's getting strong, 965, moving out. But you can see how you got low pressures to the east and you got them to the west. 72 hours, you can see that the high pressure up here is getting down to 1069 now. That is very strong high pressure up there. But you have the system that I showed you in the northeast, and you can see how it's surrounded by high pressures, so it's not really going to strengthen anymore. I really don't see that happening. And with the warm air at 850 millibars, up to 5,000 feet, they really don't have a chance to do much. Now, by Thursday on the 11th, we do have the system still coming up from Mexico. And this is going to be our steady pattern where these low pressures are going to be coming from while this high pressure builds down into the south. So there's going to be a lot of steady low pressures coming in towards Colorado, trying to leave out the west coast. And most of the time, it's going to be blocked by high pressures. So it's going to cause it to stay a little longer than normal. And here's a shot I just showed you a minute ago of Friday with the moisture coming up to the northeast, mid-Atlantic, and the system leaving out through Oregon. And another low-pressure system making its way. Like I said, that's going to be our pattern. And here's a good look at what that's going to look like. You're going to have your system in the northwest. I will go through that for you guys on the west coast when it does get close. And you have all this precipitation being pulled up in the northeast, along with this high pressure we still have with this very cold air, especially the wind chills. And it's going to turn a lot of this into freezing rain, some ice, and some people's going to get snow out of this. But that's not what I'm talking about. The reason why it gets a lot of moisture is because of these high dew points. It's going to be in the high 60s almost all the way over Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. This is going to be some very high dew points. It's going to reach all the way into the Carolinas with 60s dew points. And, Florida is just full of dew points. But all this is going to be pulled up into the northeast and bring the moisture with this cold, dry air. And that's where you're going to get your ice and your snow from. Now, by Saturday, you can see pretty much it traveled across. It grew a little strength, and it became a low-pressure system off the northeast, 999. Now, that's within a 24-hour period. So it showed a little snow. It showed a little ice possibility because of the temperatures. However, as far as how much you're going to get, it's still unknown. But with this high pressure pushing in and bulging out, I don't predict that to be too much. And once again, you have more low pressures, one after another, just steady coming through Texas and leaving out the northwest. Now, by Sunday, and we're talking the 14th, guys, this is literally 7 days away, you can see that high pressure gets all the way down into Texas. And if you remember, that anomaly showed almost to a -6. And that's going to put us a little further. I will go through that. But once again, here's a pattern again. More moisture coming up in the east side of this high pressure and the systems on the west side. And these two low pressures get together because they get blocked a little bit by this high pressure, and it backs up and they strengthen together and becomes a 989, pretty big system for the northwest. I will keep an eye on that. That is pretty strong. Usually the systems are coming in from the west and going out the east, but this is going to come from the inside out. So it's really going to be a nasty little storm, especially with these cold airs. Now, with the deep trough that it did show, and it's going to, on the opposite of a deep trough, you're going to get a high ridge out of it. And there is going to be a high ridge all the way up into the northeast. That's why this low pressure system on the 14th won't be creating too much snowfall or ice for people down here in Alabama, Georgia, or even parts of South Carolina. It's just going to pretty much start being cold from northern Alabama and Mississippi and Louisiana, Texas. That's pretty much who's going to see this system. Maybe a little bit for upstate South Carolina, we will see. Maybe northern Georgia. But once again, more precipitation, more liquids coming into this cold air, creating what's about to happen. And you can see it good here. This is on Sunday. This is literally 7 days away, guys, next Sunday. You have the big pressure system in the northwest, pretty good storm, and it's dropping snowfall for people. It's dropping a lot of freezing rain for people. A little too far to show you as far as impacts, because I want to be sure about that. But you can see that the system also forms in the southeast and is bringing us precipitable water, all this moisture, along the east coast and the northeast. And it is turning it with the cold temperatures into freezing rain and snow for a lot of people. But you can see the edge of the high ridge of the high pressure and the low trough that comes all the way down into Texas. This is blocking this from any movement in the central U.S. Now, by Monday, the next day, the system got out to northwest. It gained to a pretty big system, 980 over there. But we still have another low pressure that's coming up from Mexico. And it's going to be a strong little 996 right over Texas immediately. And by Tuesday on the 16th, guys, literally we have the pressure getting pushed way down. We have the high pressure coming all the way down to 1040, coming all the way down way below Texas. And look how deep that goes. It goes all the way down to lower Texas, guys. And it pushed that system all the way in the northeast of Mexico. It just pushes it there. And you have a good shot of it here. You have the low pressure system down here. You have the big high pressure system blocking. And this is bringing temperatures. But at the same time, it has a high ridge to the North Atlantic Oscillation, NAO. And it creates another low pressure system that escapes with all this dew points, this moisture, this heat, all this convective activity. And it does give some snowfall, some freezing rain to the northeast. And by the next day, Wednesday, it's literally still down here and it's pushing even further, guys. It's going all the way into North Mexico by this point. It's making the low pressure system squeeze out to the west. At the same time, it squeezed out the system in the northeast. It didn't have long to stay. This is a lot of high pressure just blocking the whole atmosphere. And here's a good look at the temperatures from the 850 millibars again, the 3 to 5,000 feet. You can see how the cold air gets all the way down into northern Mexico. Very cold for Texas, but you can see the warm air also, very thin line from Louisiana, also the southern half, only the northern half of Georgia, Alabama, and from central to north of Mississippi is going to be cold enough for anything. But you can see how the warm air up above is going to stop any snowfall from happening down here in this southeast section. This is going to be a lot of ice. And here's a look at y'all temperatures when this does come down. It's going to put it all the way into northern Mexico, guys, at 17 degrees, at 12 degrees in certain parts. But it's going to be in the negative temperatures for a lot of people. Look, everybody in the country is in negative. Even central Texas is going to feel like -1 degrees. Well, once again, with the warm air up air at the upper levels aloft, we'll leave the southeast a little too warm to get any snow or freezing rain out of this. There will be a missing spot that will be in the forecast. Now, when it's all said and done and there's high pressure coming in and low pressure is going east and low pressure is going west, it's going to put a lot of moisture, especially for the west coast. And I know a lot of y'all has been in a drought and so a lot of y'all could use that. I just don't know if it's too much at one time. But on the central U.S. to the east coast, all this dew points, all this moisture, all these low levels systems bringing this moisture up to the northeast. All this cold air, very Arctic air, is going to be freezing all that precipitation immediately. And what it's going to cause is this is what we have by Wednesday. This is your ice. This is your ice buildup by Wednesday in the beginning of this storm, in the beginning of this outlook. And within a week, this is going to be the outcome. It's going to vary a little bit, of course. But the outcome is going to be ice accumulating ice in South Texas. We're talking San Antonio is going to get 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch of ice. The numbers will change. Remember, take this with a grain of salt, guys. Anything over a few days will be modified, and I will stay on top of it for you. And the ice goes all the way to the New England states, all the way to Maine, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island. You're going to see some Jersey, Maryland, Virginia. Everybody's going to be very heavy in ice. And so far, the worst amount is going to be all the way from Arkansas to Tennessee. And we're talking over 1 inch to 1.5 inches, which I'm sure will change, but it will be the heaviest section. So we need to keep an eye on that for being the worst. Even if it's just 1/2 inch, that's a lot of ice. At the same time, with this high pressure system coming in with this Arctic air, bringing up this nice, with this nice high ridge and this very deep trough, all the way to the 12th or so, is going to bring this cold air in. So any precipitation in all these low pressure systems that's moving to Colorado is going to be spinning counterclockwise. So all this moisture, all this precipitation is going to get sucked into the central U.S. Also the northeast. You're going to see a lot of heavy snowfall on top of all this ice. All this is going to be ice, and all this is going to be snow from that. And we're talking, it's higher elevations, but Colorado, you have a chance up to 9 feet of snow on the very high elevations. And lower Colorado, you're a little worse. You got a chance for 14 feet of snow. That's a lot of snow. I know it's higher elevations, but wow. And anywhere you see in this pink, guys, is anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of heavy snowfall, all this pink. All the blue that you see is 3 to 5, and that's everywhere across the country. Even for the mid-Atlantic, you got anywhere a chance for 3 to 5 inches of snowfall that's going to be coming out of this system, and you're going to be on the edge of ice. Northeast as well, and anywhere from in the pink is 6 to 12 inches, and this dark red is anything over a foot. Now the GFS agrees also, guys, with the system, but as you can see, it does show that the dew points will make a big difference with the warmer air up aloft at the 5,000 feet level. So with these strong dew points, it's just going to be too much warm moisture for it to freeze for you guys, or for it to even turn into snow. The best case scenario on this edge is going to be seeing some ice. And you can see South Carolina has a good chance for just coverage of freezing rain and ice. But the heaviest amount by GFS is still showing it's still Arkansas to Tennessee. But instead of being from Arkansas to Tennessee, it's moved over just a little bit from Tennessee to Kentucky. With the heaviest being northwest Tennessee with over an inch. And then from west Kentucky straight across diagonally is just going to be the heaviest part of this ice storm according to the GFS. And when it's all said and done, when the systems comes by and it's dropping a lot of that heavy snowfall and a lot of that ice, you can see why. This is your look for Wednesday. This is literally at the end of the run on the 17th. That's why I said that it will change, guys. This is from 6 to 10 days out. But you can see these warmer temperatures that's coming with those warm dew points. And with wind chill factor, it will be a little colder. But you can see how it's on the edge of freezing, 29, 32 degrees, 33 degrees. That's why there's going to be a lot of ice. And that's also why the South will not see any ice, not total South, but, like lower Mississippi, lower Louisiana or Alabama, or even the very lowest of Georgia, especially not Florida. So, but the dew points are just so strong that it's just going to be too much moisture. And with that moisture coming from the Gulf, it's bringing a lot of warmth. So with that, it's not going to be able to freeze up to the ice. And the snow from the GFS is showing that it gets a little bit lower. It looks like Arkansas has a chance, but anywhere in this pink, guys, in northern panhandle of Texas has a chance for snow, of course, and there will be ice. But anywhere in this pink is 6 to 12 inches of snowfall. And that is a lot of heavy snowfall. And it's still showing over a foot somewhere that's going to happen in the Northeast. Now, if you watched the video last night, you remember that you still have a 2 out of 10, well, it's a 1 out of 10, a 2% chance of tornadoes still for southern Florida today. So remember, this will be a big anomaly. It is still moving these rain bands south and east. And you can see the held core is with them, guys. So the storm systems will still be moving across as we go across throughout today. So be careful for possible tornadoes in this section today. Now, this is on high-resolution radar, guys. That way you can get the best information that you can, because high-resolution radar only goes to 18 hours. It is very good information. The NAM or any of those cannot beat the high-resolution radar. This is a great model. Now, it is Sunday, of course, and I want to help y'all. I know y'all starting your day off. God bless you today. Hope you have a very blessed day today. And those praising God today and going to church or wherever your church is, whether it's a quiet place at home and you're talking to your Father, God bless you. I want to help you get along in that state of mind and get you started. At the same time, I'm going to play this for you so you can see this. Now, it is Sunday, so it will be a little bit longer, guys. So I'm trying to make a shorter video, but not in the mornings. I got to show you everything in the mornings, especially the blessings on Sunday. So I'm going to read for you Romans 12. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. For as we have many members in one body, and all members has not the same office, so we, being many, are one body in Christ, and every one members one of another. Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy, according to the proportion of faith. Or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity, he that ruleth with diligence, he that sheweth mercy with cheerfulness. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love. in honor, preferring one another. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. Distributing to the necessity of saints, giving to the hospitality. Bless them that which persecute you, bless, and curse not. Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. Be of the same mind one towards another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but be overcome evil with good. Amen. I appreciate y'all watching me today. God bless you all. I hope you have a very peaceful, a very great day today. It is Sunday. I know a lot of people still celebrate it on Sunday. I used to when I was an altar boy. I celebrate it every day, guys. I'm happy to be alive. We're all living in God's good grace. We're all sinners. We're all dogs. So God bless you. I hope you have a great day. Please share this video on social media if you do use that. Let people know that this anomaly is coming. This setup is going to be there. Outcomes will change some. I will be on top of it. You know I'll do that for you. So make sure you have a great day. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. And above all glory does go to God. Amen. God bless you all.